Is it possible to be a complete moron and simultaneously be a world-class filmmaker? If Ready Player One proves anything, it proves this point about Steven Spielberg. Over the course of his career, Spielberg has been a master, and I mean this seriously, an absolute master of taking the stupidest ideas for movies and turning them into mega hits. He's able to do this because of his savant-like skill as a director. But whereas other directing savants like Stanley Kubrick use their skill to ponder the meaning of human existence, Spielberg has used his to show us how to run away from rolling boulders inside of caves, or how to kill enormous sharks with harpoons. Ready Player One isn't so much a movie as it is a 2-hour-long Where's Waldo adventure of pop culture from the 80s and 90s. This movie is directly targeted at pre-millennials, so every time they can point out a Battletoad on screen, it makes them feel smart for being able to reference an 8-bit video game character. Ready Player One, if you strip it of all the thousands of mindless Easter eggs from the 80s and 90s, is really just a naked ripoff of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. A poor boy with a love of junk food, despite the fact he's in desperate need of some broccoli, enters a competition to inherit said junk food company from its creator, a strange adult male with a weird obsession to remain a child. Also, he can continue a never-ending cycle of feeding poor people crap. In fact, when you think about it, this can really sum up Steven Spielberg's entire career. But now's the part when someone says to me, "But Sam, what about Schindler's List?" And here's the part where I get to say, as a Jew, it's not that good. Every time Spielberg tries to make a serious movie, it only ends up exposing the limits of his intellect. For what he lacks in subtlety and subtext, he can always replace with an over-reliance on in-your-face brutality. But back to Ready Player One. I hated this movie. I hated it because it's not so much a movie and more of a what can Spielberg steal, repackage, and resell to the masses, because frankly, who's gonna stop him? But I will say this. I saw this movie on a weekday afternoon, and the only other people in the theater were a father and his 3 sons, and they loved it. So maybe the genius of Spielberg is that his movies are a little bit too mature to be entirely for adults, but not quite infantile enough to be entirely for children, and the family leaves with some high cholesterol due to some overly buttered popcorn, but some happy memories, all in service to one man's multi-billion-dollar career. That's Johnny, and I'm Sam. We'll see you next time.